Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Today, the two most powerful men in the Assembly. Andy's got the rundown.
Yesterday, Assembly Ways and Means passed out $100 million from the Rainy Day Fund to help fund government through June of this year. Today, we talked to Speaker Richard Perkins, and we talked to Chairman Morse Arberry of the Ways and Means Committee. Sam?
Thanks, Andy. And coming up on the political pundit panel today, Pat Coward, the lobbyist. We also have Ken McKenna. He's an attorney. And on the barbed wire, Barbano returns. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Today's lesson, another reason to take the Gold Rush Club Card Challenge. With the Gold Rush Card, you really have 3 cards in one. Use your cash back. You still keep your comps and drawing tickets. Use your comps. You still keep your cash and drawing tickets. And with your drawing tickets, you could win thousands in cold hard cash every week. And still keep your cash back and comps. Does your club add up? Graduate to the Gold Rush Players Club. It's the smart thing to do. The Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
Folks, you must see what's new in Virginia City. Ride the V&T train all the way to Gold Hill. Explore a mine, if you dare. Visit Piper's Opera House. Watch the gunslingers shoot it up on C Street. Shop in unique stores. Listen to honky tonk in the historic saloons. You can't see it all in one day, so spend the night. Virginia City, where the West comes alive. Come up and spend the night in our hotels, motels, and RV park.
When he was just a young boy, Ken Dillon laid back, looked up at the stars, and thought to himself, hey, this house could use a roof. Today, Ken Dillon's D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal offers a complete line of Firestone roofing products for any type of roof, from commercial to industrial and residential. With a Firestone roof from D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal, what's overhead stays overhead. Call Ken Dillon's D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal today for a free estimate. Yes, the technology sure has changed, but after all these years, Ken still enjoys playing with houses.
Feel it, the magic is everywhere. The action, the style, the food, the flair. Play with us, stay with us in Reno, say El Dorado, and live the excitement. El Dorado, Reno's shining star. Live the excitement.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
Richard Perkins is the Speaker of the Assembly. He joins us this morning, and we have questions.
Thank you for being with us today, Richard.
My pleasure.
Yesterday, the Ways and Means Committee passed out $100 million from the Rainy Day Fund to help fund government, and that's coming to the floor of the Assembly tomorrow.
It may be out as early as today, but probably on tomorrow's agenda.
Do you expect that to pass?
Oh, I don't think there'll be a no vote, quite honestly.
And so this will help keep government going until you decide what to do about the short-term taxes. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's supposed to get us through this fiscal year, through June 30th.
Okay, and that was about cigarette taxes and raising the beer tax, et cetera.
Right. That's instead of doing that, and hopefully we won't have to raise those temporary taxes, but we're still keeping a close eye on that.
Okay, tell us about your property tax proposal that you announced yesterday.
Well, what I've proposed is to give a $50,000 exemption on people's assessed valuation on their homes or businesses, and in essence, that pushes the burden to big business and gaming to pay the property tax in our state. It actually exempts about a $143,000 home completely from the proposed new portion of the property tax.
You know, I have to ask a goofy question here, which is, in a time when we need money, why are we actually trying to cut taxes as well?
Well, I think that what we're trying to do, two things. We're trying to find new revenue, but we're trying to restructure the revenues that we have to be more fair to the average taxpayer and try to put the burden on the businesses in our state.
And this includes commercial property tax as well as residential property tax, is that
Absolutely.
correct?
In fact, I think it exempts about 88% of the residential property tax and only 7% of the business property tax.
All right, you've recently appointed a kitchen cabinet to keep you in better contact with northern Nevada and the rural areas, is that right?
I did. You know, Joe Dini, when he passed the baton to me as Speaker of the Assembly, had instilled in me a number of real strong values in terms of the rural parts of our state. So I've put together a kitchen cabinet from 15 counties outside of the 2 larger counties, and one person from each county to help advise me on the matters that are happening in the rural parts of our state.
So what is it you know now that you might not have known if you hadn't had this kitchen cabinet?
Well, things like the cuts to the Nevada Division of Investigations that have been proposed would be super harmful to some of the rural parts of our state. Any proposal on property tax affects some of them because they're already at the property tax cap by statute. Those things have come to my attention just recently in a conference call I had with that cabinet that I wouldn't have known prior to that.
Do you think you're going to be able to save some of those NDI positions?
It's my goal to do that. I think that in a post 9/11 world, cutting law enforcement positions is not the right thing to do.
And we should point out that the big problem in the rural counties is meth labs, correct?
Right. They do a lot of drug enforcement in the rural parts of our state, and it's really important to them.
Okay, on the program yesterday, it was interesting to hear Sam McMullen speaking on behalf of businesses, talking about wanting to advance the governor's plans here, not only to raise taxes to cover the needs of the state, but also to advance this to the next level. Is that the same kind of thing that you're hearing?
Well, it depends. You're hearing mixed messages, I think, from the business community in Carson City. And thus far, we haven't seen any actions to back up the support for additional taxes on business. I'm hopeful that that's what we'll hear in the next few weeks.
Okay, Mr. McMullen was quite strong about that here yesterday.
Well, we'll wait to see how the actions speak louder than the words.
Terry Kerr and Senator Mark Amity are introducing a bill tomorrow, a bipartisan new tax bill. It doesn't have the gross receipts tax, it has other ways of raising funds. Are you open to looking at other ways other than the governor's proposed tax bill?
Oh, I think we need to be open to all potential revenue streams so that we can figure out which ones work the best for Nevada and actually help shield the average taxpayer and small business.
When you were on the program the last time, we asked you about perhaps running for a governor down the road here, and you kind of hedged and then later on admitted to a Las Vegas newspaper that you were thinking about it.
Well, I think I've been thinking about it, certainly, Sam, but I haven't made any decision. I'm focused right now on the challenges facing our state in this legislative session. In 2004, Senator Reed is up for re-election, and I'm committed to that race and the assembly races I'll be responsible for. That's a lot of work to think of before we ever look at the 2006 election.
But the kitchen cabinet is a good way to head towards that direction. I'll let Andy have the last word here.
You actually spend a lot of time up here, don't you, Richard, in northern Nevada?
Well, I do. In fact, my wife sometimes thinks I'm a resident of northern Nevada.
And speaking of your wife, we are fortunate enough to have Mrs. Terry Perkins here with us today, and we'd like to just quickly say hello to her and let people get a look at her. And thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
And Mr. Speaker, thank you for being here.
Thank you,
Come back
Sam.
anytime.
Oh,
we love having you here. And we'll be back on Nevada Newsmakers after this time out.
CTX can help you negotiate your best deal. We've been your home team advantage for over a decade. Call us today because at CTX, local service still matters.
Yeah, with CTX, you're homeward bound.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. 7 award-winning dining choices. Experience the Atlantis Seafood Steakhouse tonight. Winner of Wine Spectator's Award of Excellence. The local's choice for food and fun, Atlantis.
Atlantis.
At Sushi Club, everybody's family. That's what makes dining here so much fun. The sushi is consistently better, the atmosphere is great, and the service is wonderful.
Welcome to the bigger and better Sushi Club. Come in for our delicious daily specials.
When you're talking sushi, you're talking Sushi Club in the Independence Square Shopping Center.
I could not find a doctor to even tell me that I was pregnant.
I think really what we're seeing is a problem with lawsuit abuse.
The first time in my entire life, I'm losing my hope.
It doesn't take a lot to figure out after a while you'll be driven out of business.
And I have 12 to 15,000 patients that now are going to have to be looking for a new physician.
Every doctor I called turned me away.
And when physicians leave, they're not going to be coming back.
The problem has not been solved.
I don't have anything else to lose. I'm not afraid to speak up.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
Morse Arberry represents North Las Vegas. This is his 10th term as the chairman of Ways and Means, and some say he's the point man for Speaker Perkins. We'll find out as we talk to Morse Arberry.
Mr. Arberry, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
As chairman of Ways and Means, you are responsible for looking at the budget, deciding what money can be spent, and then taxation has to raise the funds. Is that the way it works?
That is definitely true. I tell you, this is the most exciting session that we've probably ever had, because we are having such a downturn in the economy and trying to figure out how we're going to make this budget balance. And the governor has given us his proposal, and we've taken a hard look at it.
Okay, and what do you think of it?
Well, I can't say exactly if it's bad or good or indifferent. That's what we're doing right now, taking an assessment line by line, but we're not micromanaging his budget. We're just taking a look at it to see if it's feasible, if something else we would like to change. That we feel as the legislature that that's our right to be able to take a look at it and make some changes.
Okay, you're a businessman in real life. You know, how does that gross receipts tax strike you?
That's a very difficult one to answer, because being a business person and having the gross receipts tax, I know that we need to pay our fair share, but I think it needs to be across the board, not just for the businesses, because as you know, we wouldn't want to go and pass something that's going to eliminate a lot of the business that are just struggling. Then it really defeats the purpose of what we're really trying to do, and that is to raise revenue.
The governor is asking you to pass some emergency taxes by April 1st. And I gather there's a lot of reluctance amongst members to do that. What do you think about those emergency taxes?
Yeah, I've been just cruising through the halls trying to get a sense, because sometimes we might think one thing, but then sometimes you have to sit back and talk to other legislators and see how they feel about things. And it's both ways. I mean, if some of them feel that no, they don't want to vote for two taxes or vote for taxes twice, they only want to vote for taxes once. So it's a mixed bag right now. I'm trying to put my finger on it with some of the senior veteran legislators and some of the newcomers, because they are really at a loss because they don't know.
Is that politics? Is that people are worried that somebody's going to come back and say he didn't just vote for taxes once, he voted for them twice during the campaign?
And that is true. They really want to, if they have to vote for taxes, they really only feel they should vote for them once. But it's not the idea of voting for taxes once or twice. It's a tax, and the state is in a economic turndown where we have to do something to provide services for the people of the state of Nevada that they're asking for. I mean, I don't think it's we've over the years being on the Ways and Means Committee for almost 20 years. We have been very, very conservative in the budget process. We've cut, and what's just really sad is that we're at a point in the state is that the downturn and all the cuts we've made all are coming together now. And now how do we make this really balanced? And I commend the governor, because he had a hell of a task before him to bring this forth to us and let us take a look at it.
Okay, you are somebody who's listening to people. Are you listening to your constituents? What are your district people saying to you at this point?
It's also mixed feelings. Some of them I receive letters from people saying, please don't raise my beer tax. My friends and I get together on weekends, and this is our R&R, and we don't want you to raise our beer tax or any liquor tax, because this is what we do on the weekends, and we can't afford for you to raise our taxes on any liquor. So and then we receive notices saying, please raise the taxes, because I would like to be able to provide the services that we really need. When I go to DMV, I don't want to stand in line for an hour or an hour and a half, or if I need some other services, I don't want to have to wait a long time, because time is very precious.
Okay,
and they're trying to make
two big ticket items that are hanging out there, the dental school and Henderson State College here. Your thoughts on whether those are going to make it?
I know those are two very brand new babies that have been added
with
to
big dollars attached.
Big dollars added to the legislature, And
not too many students at Henderson State College.
I know, and that's what's so really hard to look at. And we're assessing it, hopefully, that because the state needs a dental school, the state also needs a state college, but at the same time, how do we fund it? And that's something that we are really working hard at, trying to see if we can keep it afloat.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, is Henderson State College going to be there at the end of this legislative session?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I supported the speaker in his quest to try to get the state college, and I understand why he was trying to get the state college here, because he felt that the state needed a state college. And it's about timing, because I was working hard trying to get the law school here. And I feel that if the law school had been coming into play or being born at this time, we'd probably be asking the same questions. Do we really need a law school, or do we really need to continue funding the medical school to survive? So it's like apples and oranges. It's very difficult to say at this time.
Morse Arberry, we know you make rare appearances on Northern Nevada television. We hope you'll make more of them, and we welcome you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here, because I just wanted to let you know that we care about the North, too.
Thank you. We appreciate that very much. And we'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
Take a break and treat the family to breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Tamarack Junction. Enjoy pasta night on Wednesdays, Mexican on Thursdays, and seafood on Fridays. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amani Ranch Parkway.
When he was just a young boy, Ken Dillon laid back, looked up at the stars, and thought to himself, hey, this house could use a roof. Today, Ken Dillon's D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal offers a complete line of elk roofing products for any type of residential roof. With an elk roof from D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal, what's overhead stays overhead. Call Ken Dillon's D&D Roofing and Sheet Metal today for a free estimate. Yes, the technology sure has changed, but after all these years, Ken still enjoys playing with houses.
We've loosened our machines. We've given you the Gold Dust West Gold Rush Club, Reno's best slot club. You can win lots of jackpots. Play longer. Your points will add up faster than you think. Yeah, we're loose and we're not screwing around. See you at the Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
Folks, you must see what's new in Virginia City. Ride the V&T train all the way to Gold Hill. Explore a mine, if you dare. Visit Piper's Opera House. Watch the gunslingers shoot it up on C Street. Shop in unique stores. Listen to honky tonk in the historic saloons. You can't see it all in one day, so spend the night. Virginia City, where the West comes alive. Come up and spend the night in our hotels, motels, and RV park.
At Tamarack Junction, you can take advantage of fabulous food around the clock. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, give the oven and yourself a rest. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amani Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And now time for the Pundits section here on Nevada Newsmakers. We're joined by Andy Barbano on the barbed wire here. Pat Coward joins us. He's a lobbyist and he represents groups ranging from realtors to pharmaceutical manufacturers in Washoe County. And Ken McKenna, he is a lawyer, a trial lawyer, and we welcome you all. Ande Engleman, let's start with you and perhaps a correction here.
Yeah, before we get to the correction, I want to say Elizabeth Smart was found, last night, and that Speaker Perkins told us this morning, we didn't have time to do it on the air, that he's going to introduce his Amber Alert bill this week so that Nevada will have, for the first time, a complete statewide unified Amber Alert. We do have a correction to make. Andrew, I love you, but cooking the books is a legal term, which means that somebody's doing something illegal. And I talked to Dennis Nylander with the Gaming Control Board yesterday, and what is happening with gaming is that what you were talking about has nothing to do with their taxes. The corporate charges that go against the expenses and the pluses and minuses all have to do with the abstract, the gaming abstract, which is an informational piece that the Gaming Control Board publishes. It has nothing to do with their taxes. On the taxes, the expenses for each property are put up against the income, and it's all audited not only by the Gaming Control Board, but also by the SEC. So we want to make it clear that gaming has not been cooking the books and they're not doing anything illegal.
I stated when I used the term cook the books that it was creative accounting, and I stated explicitly in response to your question that it was not illegal. But I would disagree with what Mr. Nylander told you, because Mr. Streschley at the Gaming Control Board told me when I asked him how much of the expenses in the current gaming abstract are from foreign jurisdictions, and he said we have no way of knowing because the casinos don't tell us that
No,
anymore.
the gaming abstract. The gaming has nothing to do with the taxes. That has nothing to do with the taxes that are paid. The gaming abstract
I never said that.
is
Andy,
only a publication.
It's a PR. It was a PR ploy to understate the profits in a press release because they were fighting Senator Neal's initiative petition. They changed the accounting and made the abstract 5 months
Your
late.
beef is with him using cooking the books as a derogatory and illegal term rather than just saying,
Well,
I don't like their accounting practices.
We're playing word
And
games.
I agree.
They cooked
Cooking the books. It
books,
says they're doing
period.
something illegal.
Right.
And if that's not true, it shouldn't be said.
All right. Let's.
Thank you very much.
Well, I agree.
That's from an attorney.
Well, I agree. You can't slander people.
Okay, one of the things that's come up in the last couple of days is the death penalty situation in the Silver State. You have some personal involvement with death penalty cases.
Yeah, I'm just finished a death penalty trial that our client was found not guilty, and so he's not going to get the death penalty. Very fortunate for him, a young Hispanic man that in other circumstances could have been found guilty. So we're very proud that he had a good defense.
But you have an even more personal contact with
Yes, my brother, Pat McKenna, is on death row in the state of Nevada for crimes he committed years ago when I was in law school. So it's always been an impetus for me to deal with the death penalty issue. I have another death penalty trial this year. Larry Peck, the man accused of shooting police officer Bohatch, obviously a very difficult situation in order to defend this man. And the DA's desire for revenge here and vengeance, because it's a police officer, makes it very difficult for us to really look at this case objectively, make people look at it objectively.
And of course, both sides in this case are going to be advocating as strongly as they can and as passionately as they can on both sides. So
The death penalty is just wrong, though, too. I mean, I'm an advocate against it, not only on case-by-case basis, but it's broken. It doesn't work. You can be pro-death, against death. You can have a philosophical point of view. You cannot disagree with the statement that it's broken and that it isn't applied equally across the board, and there's prejudice and bias and vengeance built in. The only benefit of the death penalty is for a DA to run for higher office.
Pat, you want to weigh in on this?
Well, I think something that when you look at the death penalty and the whole debate going on about that, I think you have to, and I think one of the things that is influencing the debate, especially right now, is 9/11. I think a lot of people have become more involved in their opinions and more focused on their opinions towards this issue, towards the issue.
Do you think our desire for getting our revenge back on 9/11 increases people's interest in having a death penalty, or are you saying it's just created
I think it does.
a focus?
I think it does.
Yeah. I agree. I think terrorism is probably the one category where the federal government could have a death penalty. But I think in the hands of state prosecutors, it's used so much as a political tool that it's just terrible, the bias and prejudice that come out of the system.
Once again, I will assume the mantle of John the Baptist. Anyone looking for revenge? Anyone looking for revenge? Anyone who favors the death penalty? Anyone who favors such killing, whether retail or wholesale? Look at yourself in a mirror, because you're not a Christian.
Yeah. It's a tough question.
All right, let's move on. Pat, the federal government level today, the House is going to pass through again a bill that caps the medical malpractice awards at $250,000. Up until now, it has always failed in the Senate, but with Bill Frist, a doctor, heading up the Senate, what do you think the chances are that that might actually go through?
I think it's going to be a tough issue to move through Congress. I think you have very strong people on both sides. From a lobbying point of view, the trial lawyers are very interested in this, and they feel that it's a situation that they don't want to restrict major problems that might occur, and we just had one not too long ago with the heart and lung issue. I think one of the piece parts you got to look at is the cost of insurance, and I think that is putting tremendous pressure on physicians as well as hospitals on the cost of the insurance itself. So I think that's a big factor that has to be looked at.
I think we've got a situation where medical malpractice insurance is concerned is the frustration and the focus and the anger of the public is being focused on this narrow aspect of it when the system, to borrow your term, is very broken. 41 million people in this country have catch-as-catch-can health care or no health care at all. And the reality of it is you've got to look at a single-payer system to fix the healthcare system, but the anger being focused on this is largely misplaced. Yeah, it's a significant issue, but the fact is people aren't getting medical care.
Okay, public opinion's being manipulated by the insurance carriers. It's not the doctors against the lawyers. It's kind of a shame because we're both
Actually, the insurance companies at this point are stepping back and going, hey, you all fight it out here.
That's what they're saying publicly. They've already made their bets with the politicians.
This is what it costs. We're a cost-plus organization. We take premiums into consideration, our overhead, and of course, a profit margin. But still, it's the cost associated with some of these large lawsuits that are driving the issue.
Okay, and we got to stop. We got to take a break.
Said, when your enemy's destroying himself, never interfere.
We're out of here. We'll be right back.
If you're talking sushi, you're talking Sushi Club. Year after year voted the best place for sushi. 11 chefs on staff to serve you. Better ingredients for consistent high quality. And lots of room, so bring your friends. Sushi Club in the Independence Square Shopping Center.
Feel it, the magic is everywhere. The action, the style, the food, the flair. Play with us, stay with us. In Reno, say El Dorado. And live the excitement. El Dorado. Reno, shining star. Live the excitement.
CTX can help you negotiate your best deal. We've been your home team advantage for over a decade. Call us today because at CTX, local service still matters.
Yeah, with CTX, you're homeward bound.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, consistently voted Reno's best buffet by locals. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
An extremely hot show coming up on Monday.
That's correct. Terry Kerr and Mark Amity join us to talk about their new bipartisan tax plan in opposition to the governor's. And we're going to have Senator Randolph Townsend on a myriad of issues.
Indeed. And we'll see you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.